Hi guys, today I'm going to do a clever tutorial, better late than never, regarding some of the things that we've come across over the first couple weeks of school here. I know I've sent you a zillion emails about what the best way to do different things are. So I'm going to try to address all of those items in one place. So first of all, you guys are typically going to be using Chrome. So I'm going to show you on Chrome how to get to Clever quickly as a teacher, as a student, and then I'm actually going to jump over to Safari so that I can use Mrs. Coates' account so you can see what it'll look like as a teacher. So on Chrome, if you are not on the Clever portal and you need to be, teachers, we have an elementary bookmark, Clever login, you can go there. Teachers and students, anytime you need to get to Clever, we can also press this home button here. So clicking the home button for me on Google Chrome, because I'm already logged in, is going to automatically log me in, as you can see here. So again, like I said, I wanted to jump over to Safari so you could see what it looks like for teachers. So I'm going to get there. Logging in with Google is just pulling your information from PowerSchool. I've already logged in as Mrs. Coates before on Clever, so typically it would pop up with the Google sign in, choose your name. You would click your name, and then it's going to take you here to the teacher homepage. So quite a few things that I want to talk about right here on this start page. First of all, pages up here are pages, if you create your own page as Mrs. Coates has, you're going to see those here. You can also access the district page, which is going to be the same as what's down here below. All of these things down below are items that I've added to our district page. Unfortunately, there's some that might not be relevant to you. It's not easy to just remove them from the district page. Over the next year, I hope to fine tune this a little bit and only have the ones appear for grade levels as they're using them. So for example, fourth and fifth grade, I know you're not really using Starfall. So at some point, I would like to have Starfall only be appearing for kindergarten, first, second, and so on. So you might notice on this district page that you see PBIS for teachers and PBIS rewards. This one's the one for the students. The teacher one should not appear on a student portal. I do have that set just as a teacher access, so it's only on teacher portals. But you will notice, again, some of these ones you aren't going to be using. So that's why I was encouraging you to create your own page, just to try to prevent overwhelming students with all these apps that they aren't even using. So I wanted to clarify links versus apps. Clever has many apps that are part of the program, but it's kind of an all-in type deal. If you choose an app such as iReady, that's the best example I can give. They're going to pull all of our information from PowerSchool to roster our kids in iReady, which is convenient. But the problem is if we choose to use the iReady app, then and a Clever login to get into iReady, then that's going to be across the district. I wasn't ready to throw that at junior high yet since they haven't even started talking Clever portal. So for now, I have added the iReady link, which is this one here. If I remove iReady completely, though, then we don't have rostering for our students to get added to iReady. So I still have that app, but I have the link here. That means it's not going to automatically save our password. It's just a link. So I've had people ask me, well, then why don't we just use elementary bookmarks? Again, I'm just trying to get all items that we use in one place. So the link isn't going to automatically save, but if they're on Chromebooks and it asks if they want to save password, of course, you should let them save their password as long as they're logged in as themselves. Apps are the ones that are super convenient because it's just a click of a button. Now that PBIS Rewards is all set, clicking on PBIS Rewards as a student, they don't have to press any other button. They don't have to type anything. They literally click PBIS Rewards and it's automatically going to open up their PBIS Rewards and show them their points. So it's really convenient once it works smoothly like that. eSpark is another one that a lot of you are using. It's a fantastic app. As a teacher setting it up, if you haven't already, I would access eSpark through Clever. Then it's going to pull in your roster. And then when your students log in through Clever, they're not going to have to do anything. It's automatically going to open up the first page where it asks how they're feeling today. So looking at this home page here, tabs at the top, this messages tab might be convenient. If we do go remote, this would be a way to communicate with your students. We can look into that a little bit more if we end up online. Library is going to be where you're going to add more apps if you see fit with your class, if you know you're using something regularly. I have recommended this one for Prodigy because it won't let me add this Prodigy app to the home page. It's using the one that still has the little symbol, the different Prodigy symbol there. And I'm not sure why. I can't get this on the district page, but this is the one that seems to be working more smoothly for everybody. So if you are still struggling with Prodigy, look for the orange Prodigy app symbol and add that to your teacher page instead of the other one. So if you need to find more resources, here is the spot to do that. Analytics, I don't think we should be too concerned about. This is basically telling us which students are logged in, which ones aren't. I thought this would be very helpful if we went remote. However, you can see it's not super accurate because as the students get a little bit older, they realize they don't need Clever to log into everything they need, or they're accessing on their Chromebooks. They might just go to Google Classroom directly or use a bookmark. And so then it's going to make them appear as if they're not logging in. So I had originally thought this would be a good way to track who is logging in at home if we go remote, but I'm not sure this is going to be the best option. And then classes here, this is directly from PowerSchool. They're pulling all your information from PowerSchool, the classes that you're in charge of. The only thing that is kind of convenient is logging classes out and launching an app, but I'm going to show you a different place that you can do that as well. So if I go back to the home screen, I'm going to show you now this favorites section. If you have things that you access regularly, say Renaissance Place, if you just heart it, it pops up here, so it's at the top for you. Just another way to kind of organize your home page. Before I get into teacher pages, over here on the right is a help a student. If a student is having trouble getting logged into Clever, which could be an issue if you have a student at home quarantined and possibly using a parent's device. If you click on this help a student, you can choose your student, and this is going to give you any students that you have in PowerSchool. So for example, Mrs. Coates has Digby's and her own students. Piper's actually in Mrs. Digby's class, but if I click on Piper, it will give you this code that students then on their Chromebook or whatever device they're on at home, if they click on Get Help Signing In, they can log in with a backup code, and then you can verbalize this code to them. It also does have an option for showing the student's badge. If you have a Chromebook right there and you want to scan their badge directly, it's right there. So let's get into the teacher page then. Mrs. Coates has added a few resources, a couple links, a couple apps. Some were already on the district page. She added a direct link to Epic as well as Google Classroom. One of the unfortunate things about links is that it gives you some cute icons. I'll show you here in a second, but I know kids are kind of trained to look for the things that they recognize. So there is an extra step if you want it to actually reflect the link, to actually reflect the icon that's typically used, and I'll show you that in a minute. But you'll see the apps and links that she has added here. Over on the left-hand side, you're going to see all students that she has. Edit student sharing. If she wanted this page to only be for her homeroom, she could select one or more classes and then just choose maybe just her homeroom. Or she could have it hidden, and this would, having it only you would block it from all students. I'm going to cancel that. But that's how you would change that. And then login tools. If you need all your student badges at any time, you can download all student badges here. Downloading student usernames if badges aren't working for some reason. Usernames are just lunch codes, and password is nights. So you can download all the lunch codes there. Launching an app is a really awesome tool, especially for our younger kids. If you are getting out Chromebooks and you want everyone to be on the same page, Upon logging in, as you open, it should take them to the Clever page. If they are on Clever, you can choose any of your apps or links. And when you click on it, which I'm not going to do because if they're on their Chromebooks right now, it's going to change their homepage. But if you click on one of these, it's going to automatically, on all the Chromebooks, all the kids that are on Clever, it is going to launch that app or that link. So I was working with Miss Jusquire today, and we talked about, she wanted them to go to a specific ABCA game. We created a link on her page, and then I showed her how simple it was. You can just launch an app, choose that link, and anyone with their Chromebooks open on the Clever page, it's automatically going to get them to that link. So it's a really quick, easy way to get everybody in the same place. Logging out students, again, I don't see a reason to log students out regularly, but it is there if you wanted to use that. If you are trying to help a specific student, maybe a student lost their QR code, you can click on their name and download their badge. Please don't void their badge. We have that option in case badges are lost, but until we run into someone using that badge, I really don't want to get into that. But downloading the badge could be helpful. That backup login code that I showed you earlier can also be found here. The view student information, I'm going to say this is kind of deceiving. When I'm clicking on this, I am noticing that it's not pulling up the parents. It's actually pulling up, it looks like an emergency contact. So I would avoid using this view student information, at least for now, until we can get that cleared up with parent information instead of emergency contact information. So teacher announcements over here on the right. If we go remote, this may be helpful. These are just going to be things you want to say to your students. You do have the option here to turn off replies, but they are only visible to you. So I do kind of like that option to keep that on. But if you post that, that's going to be the first thing that they see on your Clever page. And then if you wanted to add resources, the add button down here, you can sort out your pages here. Like this one right now just says newly added. Mrs. Coates teaches reading. She could have reading and have all of her reading items under here, AR and Epic and iReady. And then maybe she wants to add another category, our tools, Google Classroom and Kahoot, however you want to organize it, if you want to, it's optional. I've never used the adding a PDF. I don't think it'd be as helpful here in the primary grades, but it's an option. Link is what I think most of you are going to be using the most. You're going to paste your link there, and I will do a test one real quick with you just to show you what this looks like. If I wanted to do the link for iReady versus the app, because that seems to be working better right now, I'm going to open up a new tab here. And I'm going to copy that. Oh, I did the wrong here. First thing is the link. So I'm going to paste the link. I'm going to name it iReady. It looks right here. Again, this is the categories. She only has newly added, so I'll leave that there. This was the extra step I was talking about earlier. They give you some icons that you can use for iReady, which isn't so bad because you could train your kids to look for the light bulb for iReady. But what I've been doing in creating links is just opening up a new tab and searching for a quick icon I can use. So if I want it to look a little different than what's already on there, that might be a good idea. This one has the icon, plus it says iReady. So if I use that, I can just save it. And then when I come back over here, I can upload it. And that's what I just downloaded here. And you can see it shows up there. I choose it, add link. And you will see now it shows it is a clickable link. Editing, if I need to change it, just pops up that menu here again. So what I am going to do is I'm going to remove the app because this is where we're getting that error message. So I'm going to edit and remove the icon. So now her students will be clicking on this, which will take them to the link. They will not have an error message, and they will be able to log in, save their credentials, and easily access from there. I think that was everything I really wanted to address today. As you navigate through, as we come across different apps, I'm finding that certain apps are easier to log in different ways. So if you're struggling with one, reach out to me. I will do my best to help you figure out the best way for your class. Just like I said, for example, that Prodigy app, it just seems to be the orange one is working better than the one that's on the district page. So reach out to me, and I'm hoping that as we kind of get the hang of this whole Clever thing, it starts making your life a little easier. Now that we have all the login usernames and passwords hopefully being saved, I'm hoping it starts to go a little bit smoother. So keep me updated if you have any questions or concerns.